Hi, welcome to Wine Wednesday with Pete and Justin. I'm Justin Peitig, Atlas MedStaff.
I am Pete Geldes, Atlas MedStaff.
So last time we did Wine Wednesday, it was probably the best one yet.
100%.
So they asked us back, but we don't really drink wine. So we decided to make it Whiskey Wednesday and try some whiskeys.
Yeah. But with us today to help try these whiskeys are two whiskey connoisseurs.
This is Mike Spees, and Mike is a client manager with Atlas MedStaff.
This is Joel Kozacek. You've seen him in some of our previous videos, such as
videos of the past.
Let's start with this. This was a gift to me from Peter Geldes, and it ended up being a gift because he bought it and asked me to pay him back for it, and I have yet to buy it back from him. So
this is from Lazy RW Whiskey Distilling, or Stilling, or whatever it is. But this is from Moorfield, Nebraska. If you go to Lazy RW and go in there, they will let you taste this whiskey straight from the still.
And why is it clear? Compared to the darker whiskeys?
I don't know.
It hasn't been aged in a wood barrel.
There you go.
This is from a steel still, not a copper.
Speak.
not bad.
Since it's clear, I feel like I expect it to have a different taste than it does, but it is a definite whiskey.
Yeah, it does have the whiskey flavor to it.
Yeah.
So for me, this is just a basic distilled spirit that I would probably mix with something. There's not a lot of character or notes of any spice or toffee, just simply because it hasn't inherited anything from an aged process that would be like in a barrel.
All right, next whiskey is Longbranch, small batch, aged in American oak.
Mesquite, charcoal filtered.
Yeah. Nice. Now this is one of yours?
Yes. This
Okay.
is actually made by Wild Turkey. It's a smaller craft version, and to kind of hit that market, it's actually a very good whiskey. We call them an expression made by Wild Turkey. It's sweet. I'll let you guys taste and judge for yourselves.
All right.
I've actually had the small branch version, or the short branch version. So,
Oh yeah, you can definitely taste the difference in what you were talking about with the added flavors from being aged in a barrel.
Yeah. So this has been aged for a minimum of a year, probably two, and picks up some of the characteristics of the American oak.
All right.
all right. So, let's go to this one because it looks expensive. This is a Blanton's from your collection, correct?
Yes, from my collection. Somewhat difficult to get. Blanton's was the first single barrel bourbon whiskey from the United States, introduced in 1984.
You pretty much have to know somebody or know when it's coming to town to be able to grab it, because they'll bring it in and they'll bring like 2 cases of it, and you're only allowed to buy 1 bottle at a time.
Yeah, it's kind of quick.
And it goes like that.
How many different toppers do they have? Do you know?
The tops all have a letter on them that spell Blanton's, and each one depicts a horse in a different stage of a race, a different activity of a race. This is a B, so you have the very basic start, coming up to the to the gate.
Just hanging out. Just a horse being lazy before the race.
I like to think it's saving its energy for the race.
In my opinion, this is a better tasting bourbon than Pappy Van Winkle. No offense to you enthusiasts, but it's all about, I guess, our individual likes.
Yeah, this is great. That's really smooth.
It tastes like water. Like water with a hint of whiskey.
It's got that
That's how smooth
defined bourbon taste to it. Like it's
It's toffee.
I don't think you're doing this right. So we have one more whiskey left, and this one's special to you, right? This is one that you had to order and wait 6 months for, right?
Yes, it is available in the United States, but it's limited. I had a bottle, 3 bottles back in November. This is called Whiskey Tears. I love the name. This is an Irish, and it's a single pot still
Writer's Tears.
blend. And if I could speak a little bit about the Irish whiskey and the single pot still. In the 1800s, the Irish making whiskey out of single malt, like the Scots. Britain taxed the bejeebers out of single malts. So the Irish began putting a non-malted barley, just a barley grain, into the copper still, and they got around the tax. Well, the grain, the barley added a lot of spice and character to what normally would just be a very easy drinking Irish whiskey. And here we are today with Writer's Tears, and this is hands down my favorite Irish whiskey for the money. And rather than say cheers, we would say sláinte.
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 Cilantro.
Cilantro.
I almost said the same thing. Cilantro.
You want to do this nice?
And that one has a really way different smell than the rest of them.
I'd say this has flashes of apple with little hints of vanilla and honey in that.
I think you're in the wrong room
No,
right
he's
now.
literally reading that right off the bottom.
Let's talk about price points. Because Blanton's, for as good as it is not that bad. So
It's actually very reasonably priced for the whiskey that you get.
for good whiskey. So
No.
this is like what, 55?
Yeah, in the
$55 bottle?
In the 50s for that. Blanton's makes 3 different expressions. This is the $50 in there. That's probably 29 to 35.
Okay, not bad. What about the Writer's Tears? That's probably a little more getting it over.
No, actually, that's one of the things I like about Writer's Tears. Is probably one of the best whiskeys for the money. Mid 30s.
Oh, not bad at all.
For that, if you can get your hands on it.
And Peter, what do I owe you for this one?
$30.
Yeah, someday.
Still been $30.
Hope you take IOUs.
Hey, a tribute to Wino Wednesday.
Wino Wednesday.
Sláinte.
Today.
Hey,
Don't forget about the horse, though.
no baloney.